हरे कृष्ण माता जी, सादर प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
प्रणाम माता जी और ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्ण।
जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
जय
भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय।
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam for all. Today is the 1st of January 2025. So we will recite chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. Chapter 18, Moksha Yoga, conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. We will recite until 61 and then we will discuss text 61 onwards. अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासस्य महाबाहो तत्त्वम् इच्छामि वेदितुम् त्यागस्य च हृषीकेश पृथक् केशिनिषूदन। श्रीभगवानुवाच काम्यानां कर्मणां न्यासं सन्न्यासं कवयो विदुः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं प्राहुस्त्यागं विचक्षणाः। त्याज्यं दोषवद् इत्येके कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यम् इति चापरे। निश्चयं शृणु मे तत्र त्यागे भरतसत्तमा त्यागो हि पुरुषव्याघ्र त्रिविधः सम्प्रकीर्तितः। यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यं कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्। एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्। नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागस्तामसः परिकीर्तितः। दुःखम् इत्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेशाभयात् त्यजेत् स कृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागाफलं लभेत्। कार्यम् इत्येव यत्कर्म नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः। न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म कुशलेनानुषज्यते त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः। न हि देहभृता शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते। अनिष्टम् इष्टं मिश्रं च त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलं भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्। पञ्चैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे साङ्ख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्। अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथग्विधम् विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमम्। शरीरवान् मनोभिर्यत् कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः। तत्रैवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यत्यकृतबुद्धित्वान् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः। यस्य नाहङ्कृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान् न हन्ति न निबध्यते। ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं परिज्ञाता त्रिविधा कर्म चोदना करणं कर्म कर्तेति त्रिविधः कर्म संग्रहः। ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसङ्ख्याने यथावत् शृणुतान्यपि। सर्वभूतेषु येनैकं भावम् अव्ययमीक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकम्। पृथक्त्वेन तु यज्ज्ञानं नानाभावान् पृथग्विधान् वेत्ति सर्वेषु भूतेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि राजसम्। यत्तु कृत्स्नवद् एकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तं महैतुकम् अतत्त्वार्थवत् अल्पं च तत्तामसं मुदाहृतम्। नियतं सङ्गरहितम् अरागद्वेषतः कृतम् अफलप्रेप्सुना कर्म यत्तत् सात्विकमुच्यते। यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म साहङ्कारेण वा पुनः प्रियते क्रियते बहुलायासं तद्राजसं मुदाहृतम्। अनुबन्धं क्षयं हिंसाम् अनपेक्षा च पौरुषम् मोहाद् आरभ्यते कर्म यत्तत्तामसमुच्यते। मुक्तसङ्गो न संवादी धृत्युत्साहसमन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योर्निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते। रागी कर्म फलप्रेप्सुर्लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः। अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको लसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते। बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतेश्चैव गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानम् अशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय। प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी। यया धर्मम् अधर्मं च कार्यं चाकार्यमेव च अयथावत् प्रजानाति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ राजसी। अधर्मं धर्मम् इति या मन्यते तामसावृता सर्वार्थान् विपरीतांश्च बुद्धिः सा पार्थ तामसी। धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी। यया तु धर्मकामार्थान् धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी। यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृतिः सा पार्थ तामसी। सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरतर्षभा अभ्यासाद् रमते यत्र सुखान्तं च निगच्छति दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति। यत्तद् अग्रे विषम् इव परिणामे मृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्। Prasadajam. So by happiness in the mode of goodness, you get self-realization. Vishayendriya samyogad, or that happiness that you experience is, or from that happiness, ultimately you get Atma Sakshatkar. Vishayendriya samyogad yattad agre mritopamam pariname visham iva tatsukham raja samsmritam yadagre chanubandhe cha सुखं मोहनम् आत्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसम् उदाहृतम् न तद् अस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियविषां शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभावा प्रभवैर्गुणैः शमोदमस्तपः शौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम् शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनम् दानम् ईश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम् कृषि गोरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजम् परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम् स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मः निरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वम् इदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तम् अभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वभावान्नियतं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषम् अपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः असक्तबुद्धिः सर्वत्र जितात्मा विगतस्पृहः नैष्कर्म्य सिद्धिं परमां सन्न्यासेनाधिगच्छति सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तो धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ युधस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी यत वाक्कायमानसः ध्यानयोगा परो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तो ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मभूतः प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम् भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान् यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तद् अनन्तरम् सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम् चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगम् उपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव मच्चित्तः सर्वदुर्गाणि मत्प्रसादात् तरिष्यसि अथ चेत्त्वम् अहङ्कारान् न श्रोष्यसि विनङ्क्ष्यसि यदहङ्कारमाश्रित्य न योत्स्या इति मन्यसे मिथ्यैषा व्यवसायस्ते प्रकृतिस्त्वां नियोक्ष्यति स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धः स्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यस्यवशोऽपि करिष्यसि अवशोऽपि तत् So, in the last 3-4 verses, what we saw was Krishna told Arjun that you do all your karma and that karma you offer to me and also you think about me all the time. So, you may get a question or Arjun may get a question why I should think of the Lord. So, in answer to that, Machitta Sarva Durgani, by thinking about me, you'll be able to cross over all obstacles. Sarva Durgani Tarishyasi, by my mercy, you'll be able to cross over all the obstacles. Why? Because Krishna is, before also Krishna said here, Mad Vyapashraya, right? Taking shelter in the Lord. Because He is the cause of everything. The Lord is the cause of everything. First of all, uh, even for the karma is also coming from him. I think we discussed this yesterday that the karma that we are performing, the faculties with which we are performing our karma, all those things are made of Krishna's prakriti, his external energy. And also, the karma that I'm doing now is born from my previous karma. My previous karma is stored in the form of samskaras in the chittam. And based on those samskaras only, my new body is produced. That means my mind, my intelligence, my senses, they're all formed based on on that karma, previous karma, based on those samskaras. So, and then that mind, that intelligence is now provoking me to act in a certain way. In addition to that, the Lord is also how the desires are coming in the mind. The Lord as Paramatma is reminding. So the karma, he is the one who is facilitating all my activities. Therefore, when you're doing that karma, you think about him, taking shelter of him. Like that, Krishna is saying. Why you should think of me? Because then when you think about me like this, also you will overcome all the obstacles. By my mercy, you'll be able to overcome all obstacles. But if you don't listen to me, right? If you give up your work and you just leave, if you don't listen to me, then you will fall down. You'll fall down how? Because of false ego. If you give up your duty as a kshatriya and then you'll go away from here and you'll do someone else's duty. But even if you go there, still your nature, Kshatriya Swabhava, will follow you wherever you go. So even though you take up the dress of a Brahmana, you'll still act like a Kshatriya. The nature of a Kshatriya is to fight. You'll go and fight with sadhus. You'll go and, start beating trees or killing animals like that. Because that's the nature of a Kshatriya. So there's no need of giving up your duty. You do your duty, but while doing that duty, whatever obstacles are there, you will overcome if you simply think about me. Whatever obstacles you may encounter, you'll overcome all those obstacles by my mercy if you're always thinking about me. Now, the next verse. स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धः स्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यस्यवशोऽपितत्. Yeah, the whatever, the reason why you don't want to fight now, right? You are declining to fight according to my direction. That means you're saying no to fighting now. You're not listening to me, and you'll go somewhere else, and you'll do the exact same thing. What you're refusing to do, you'll go to some other place and you'll do exactly the same thing. Swabhava jena kaunte. Why? Because that activity is coming from your swabhava. Nibaddha swena karmana. So now nibaddha, now you're saying no to your swadharma. Swena karmana means your own work. That work which is born from your swabhava, that work you're rejecting now. Kartum nechasi yan mohat karishyasi avashopitat. Right? So now you're saying I don't want to do. Because of illusion, moha, you're saying no, now I don't want to do. Actually, you're supposed to. Nibaddha means you are compelled to do that work. But now out of illusion, you're saying no, I don't desire to do. But when you go somewhere else or wherever you go, again you'll be compelled to do that work because your swabhava will dictate you to do that work. Then Krishna saying, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. As I explained just now, Paramatma who is in your heart, he is the one who's actually facilitating everything. He is the one who's facilitating all your karma, whatever work you're doing. So Ishvaraha Sarva Bhutan, not just you, all the living entities. He is sitting in their heart in the form of Paramatma. Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, is situated in the heart of all living entities in the form of Paramatma. Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. So just like uh, he's there in the heart of all living entities, and these living entities are wandering throughout the universe, sometimes as a demigod, sometimes as an animal, sometimes as a human being. He's changing the bodies, but in whichever body he may go, always in the heart there is the Paramatma who is directing his wanderings. Why this is said? That you are forced to do according to your nature. The previous verse said that you are forced to act according to your nature, right? Even if you go somewhere else, your swabhava will dictate you to act in a certain way. You'll have to do your karma. So, who is the one that is making you do all your karma, or who is facilitating this karma? This karma is being facilitated by Paramatma. Paramatma sitting in the heart, the Lord, Supreme Lord, sitting in your heart in the form of Paramatma. He is the one who is dictating to you, you should do like this, you should do like that. So then what should you do then? That Krishna will say in the next verse. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya तम एव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शांतिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. So therefore, because you are completely dependent on him, even to blink your eyes you are dependent on him. Every karma that you do, whether with your mind, body or words, whatever you are doing, all that work you are doing, you are able to do because of Paramatma. If Paramatma were not there, you would not be able to do anything, and you cannot run away from that work, right? That work, your karma, will be haunting you wherever you go because your swabhava is with you. You cannot get away from that karma. Who can get away from their karma? Only one who got antahkarna shuddhi, who self realized. By antahkarna shuddhi, he has come out of bodily identification. He has realized that he is a spirit soul. For such a person, even though he leaves after leaving karma, that karma will not haunt him. Haunt, right? Like a ghost haunts you. Wherever you go, you cannot get away. Like that. The karma will keep haunting you. You have to act. Your swabhava will force you to act in that way. But somebody who's self-realized, because now he's not in the bodily identification, so there's no question of karma haunting him, that swabhava haunting him to act in a certain way. That won't be there. Or if somebody gets dhrida shraddha to do bhakti, he gets dhrida shraddha in the Supreme Lord, in Bhagavan and in bhakti, then what will he do? He will only be doing direct devotional service. For that person also, karma will not haunt. So you can give up your karma, and after giving up karma, if you're doing 24 hours sakshat bhakti, shravanam kirtam vishnu smaranam, if you're doing like that, then karma will not haunt you. Then it's not that your karma, your nature will force you to act in a certain way. It will not happen. If you get dhrida shraddha, purna shraddha, to do only sakshat bhakti, then your karma will not haunt you. Other than these two categories, if anyone gives up his karma, he can take up someone else's karma, or he may say, I will give up karma and I will do now tapasya in the forest, or I will join the temple full time. You can do any of these things, but because you did not get either dhrida shraddha or you did not get uh, antahkarna shuddhi, your karma, your nature will be impelling you to act in a certain way. So what will you do if you enter the jnana path by renouncing? If you take sannyas, for example, or if you just, yeah, you give up all your duties in this world. Giving up karma means you're giving up your swadharma. Whatever duties you have in this world, according to your body, you give up. But you didn't get dhrida shraddha and you joined temple by giving up all your duties. What will happen? You will become a mithyachari. Mithyachari means externally you are there either in the form of a devotee or as a sannyasi or jnani, you're there. But within your heart, because your nature is forcing you to act in a certain way, the desires are still there, then two things can happen. One thing is you will become a cheater. Mithyachari means a cheater. You will cheat people. You will show people that you're a devotee outside, but inside you will be maintaining, harboring all these desires, and even not just harboring desires. Desires can be there, but you're not trying to satisfy those desires. You can be a Shuddha Bhakta. If you have some desires in your heart and you're fighting them because you see them as obstacles on the path of devotional service, you're fighting them means you're fighting them by taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Then you're still a pure devotee. But Mithyachari means you're actually trying to satisfy those desires. While externally you're showing that you are a devotee or a renounced person, but within your heart you are enjoying. And if you get an opportunity physically also, you will try to enjoy. That's just the next thing that will happen. Whatever thinking, feeling, willing, this happens before, right? And then the next thing is action. So if you're maintaining those desires inside, then you'll also act on that. And then you'll become a mithyachari. Mithyachari means a pretender. Without getting dhrida shraddha, without getting antakarna shuddhi, never give up your duties. That's what is being said here. Do your duties, do your duties, but do them in the mode of goodness, in sattva guna. Because by doing your duties in the mode of goodness, it is actually working hand in hand with your spiritual progress. It is not pulling you down. Generally, we think doing karma means it is an obstacle. My duties, are actually an obstacle to my bhakti. But if you do your duties in the mode of goodness, it will enhance your bhakti. It won't be an obstacle. There's a lot of discussion on this. Narad Muni explains to Vyasdev also about karmarpanam. Karmarpanam means doing karma and offering to Lord Vishnu. So there you can get a question, karma, how karma is actually helping me to uh, get liberated from this body. Karma is binding me. How you're saying that karma will liberate me? Isn't it? Karma is like a rope. It's a rope. This is also said. Karma, guna, right? It comes from gunas, right? Your karma you're doing under the influence of guna. Guna means rope. So karma is like a rope which ties the soul to this material body. And Narad Muni is saying this karma can actually liberate you from this material body? How? How can a rope liberate you from material body? Rope ties you. How can a rope liberate you? Question. So there Narad Muni explains it's just like you get a disease called amaya. By eating too much ghee, you'll get this disease of amaya, like diarrhea, by eating too much ghee. But the ghee which caused that disease, same ghee is used as a cure to treat that disease. How? Medicated ghee. Ghee which is, you add some herbs to that ghee, and once again you eat ghee, and this ghee will actually cure that disease which was caused by ghee. So similarly, karma is the cause for my bondage, but the same karma now which is treated, how is it treated? That karma, you offer it, all the results you offer to the Lord. You do that karma without attachment or hatred to the work, and without expectation of the fruit, tolerating happiness and distress, and doing it with as a matter of my duty. And then the result that you get, all the result you offer to the Lord, that is karma arpanam. You're offering it to the Lord. By doing this, this karma is actually liberating you, it is not binding you. So don't see karma as an obstacle to your bhakti now, in our present condition. In our present condition. But it's not that the recommendation, it is not that you just do karma all your life eternally. That's not the recommendation. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata. So until you get full detachment from this body, that is for the jnanis. But for the devotees, once you get dhrida shraddha, until you get dhrida shraddha, then at that point you can give up. Until then, you have to do your karma. And if you do and you have to do your karma, and you have to do it in this way, so that that karma will not bind you, rather it will be liberating you. It will help you come close to dhrida shraddha. So Krishna's message is, don't give up that karma, rather you do that karma and offer it to the Lord. So that's why it said, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Ah, Tameva sharanam gaccha. So you take shelter of that Lord, the Supreme Lord who is there in your heart as Paramatma, sarva bhavena, in every way. You take shelter of that Paramatma who is in your heart in every way. Why? Because he is the cause of everything. He is the cause of your doing karma also. He's facilitating your doing karma, and your body and everything. He's the one, and even you, the living entity, is also part and parcel of him. You're completely dependent on him. So therefore you take shelter of him completely. In every way you take shelter of him. You're seeing the connection, right? Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. So before that is said, karma, you're forced to do your karma, because that is your swabhavam. Wherever you go, you will be forced to do your karma. How that karma is happening? Because of Paramatma. Therefore, you take shelter of Paramatma completely in every way. Then by his mercy, you'll get Param Shantim, Sthanam Prapsisi Shashvatam. You'll get the eternal destination by his mercy. So, until now, what did Krishna explain in this 18th chapter? I'm not saying the whole thing, but just the last few things. Krishna explained about Brahma Jnanam, how you can get Brahma Prapti. That was explained in those verses from 48. Actually, from 40 only, you can say. How the three modes of material nature are influencing all living entities. And based on this, only Swabhava is formed. And there are four types of people. Based on Swabhava, four types of activities are there: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And simply by doing your specific duty, you can actually get perfection. Listen to me how that can be done. And then Krishna is saying that work has to be done without attachment, without without material enjoyment, and what is that? It has to be done without attachment to the fruits, without material enjoyment, and vigata spriha, by controlling your senses and mind, you should do those duties. By doing this, and simply by doing your particular duty, you can get perfection. And also, there was a warning that you don't do someone else's duty, do your own duty. Hmm? Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma swanushtitat. Swadharme, then why? Because work which is done according to your own swabhava will not produce any sinful reaction. There's no sin in that. Therefore, you stick to your own duty, Krishna said. By this, you'll get perfection. What type of perfection is said there? You will get uh, perfection means you'll realize that you are Atma. That means you'll get Tvam Padartha Jnanam. Then next, Krishna says, from here, now here, how you can get Brahma Prapti. Then Jnana sadhanas are explained from 51 to 53, various types of Jnana sadhanas. Then by following these Jnana sadhanas, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, you will realize Brahman. What is the condition of a person who realizes Brahman is said in 64. Huh? Brahma Bhuta, not 64, sorry. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, 54. ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न सोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते परम. Not sorry. 54 is sarvadharman parityajya mamik. What am I saying? Wait. 54 is what is the Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma? That is the verse. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, 54. So after he realizes Brahman, he has realized Brahman. How he has realized Brahman? We said by all these jnana sadhanas. Then what is his consciousness when he realizes Brahman? His consciousness is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, na shochati na kankshati, samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. He'll see all living entities equally. There is no hankering, no lamentation. Because he's only seeing Brahman everywhere. Right? He's only seeing Brahman. He's not seeing this is a pen or this is a phone. He's seeing this is Brahman, this is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. That's his vision. Then after this, the next thing is when he's seeing only Brahman, then with the help of bhakti, bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatah. Uh, so now with the help of bhakti, because now when he realizes that everything is only Brahman, there is no need of jnana, because the purpose of jnana is to tell us what is good, what is bad, what is to be done, what is not to be done. When you see gold and when you see stone, we need jnana to tell us that gold has value. Gold must be kept safely. Stone, it has no value, just throw it. You need that knowledge. Jnanam is required for that. But when you're seeing gold, stone, everything as same, you don't need any knowledge that I have to keep on, because you're not even seeing any different. You're seeing it all as one. So there's no need of knowledge at that point. So that Brahma Jnanam also he'll give up. Then he is only left with bhakti. With the help of that bhakti, Vishate Tadanantaram, he enters into Brahman. Like this, Krishna explained about Brahma Jnanam. So this Brahma Jnanam is Guhyam Jnanam. That means it is confidential knowledge, Krishna explained. And after that, Krishna explains about the devotee. So that verse of entering Vishate Tadanantaram is also applicable to the devotees who are in daiva varnasrama area in our diagram. That means what is Krishna's instruction now? You do your work, and all that work you offer to me. You do work, all types of work according to your swadharma. According to your swadharma you do, but all the results of that work you offer to me, Krishna is saying. And then if you do like this, by my mercy, you will get the ultimate destination. That means Bhagavad Prapti you can get ultimately. So in the next verse he clarifies further. So this was said in 56, that you do and you do all your work, and my sanyasya matparaha, right? Offer all that work unto me. And by doing this, by my mercy, you will get ultimate destination. Then further clarification comes. Krishna is saying that Machitta sarva karmanam. Chetasa sarva karmanam. That means with your mind, you offer all your work unto me. You do your work, you offer it to me, and at the same time, you think of me constantly. Machitta satatam bhava. You think about me constantly. So this is important. So this verse, now this is called Guhyatara Jnana. That means this is more confidential knowledge, Krishna is saying. Brahma Jnanam, how to go and merge into Brahman, that is one level. That is Jnanam. You do your work and you offer that work to me, and simultaneously you think about me all the time. This verse is talking about Karma Mishra Bhakti. This is Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. This verse 57 is talking about this verse, same as 927. That means whatever work you do, you offer all that work to me. And while you're doing that work, and when whatever else you're doing, always you remember me, you think about me. This is Krishna's instruction. So this is the middle ground. He's not saying be a sakama bhakta. That means you think about the Lord, or you do your work and offer it to the Lord. That's also bhakti, right? You work and you offer it to the Lord, and then you take the result. Ask for a result and then take the result and enjoy. No, Krishna is not recommending that. And he's also not recommending you drop all your work and just become full-time devotee. Surrender 24/7, you do Sakshat Bhakti also, he's not saying. Why he's not saying? Because you don't have the qualification. How you can get the qualification? When you get the mercy of a pure devotee. When you get the mercy of a pure devotee, by his mercy you'll get Dhrida Shraddha. Only when you get Dhrida Shraddha will you be able to do, will you be able to sustain doing Sakshat Bhakti 24/7. Then what should you do in the meanwhile? You should cultivate that Dhrida Shraddha. You must endeavor. You must endeavor to do Sakshat Bhakti 24/7, no doubt. But you should also do your karma. Why you should do your karma? Because still you have bodily identification. With bodily identification, you won't be able to do karma 24 hours. You should be, you should come to the realization, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. My only identity is I'm a servant of Krishna. I have no other identification. I'm not a father, mother, wife, husband, nothing. I'm simply a servant of Krishna. This realization must come. And that realization will come when you get Dhrida Shraddha. Then you'll surrender naturally, because my only identity is a servant of Krishna. Then you'll surrender to Krishna under all circumstances. Surrender means what will you do? You'll only be constantly chanting Krishna's names, hearing about Krishna, thinking about Krishna, worshipping Krishna. That's all you'll be trying to do all the time. So that is, so are we in that position? Krishna knows we are not. So Krishna is not even telling you do that now. You you have to do your karma. You cannot drop your karma and say that now I will do, because you won't be able to sustain there. What will keep you going there? The fuel that will run your car, right? Gas. You need gas in your car. The gas for your Shuddha Bhakti is Dhrida Shraddha. When your tank is full with Dhrida Shraddha, then you can keep driving nicely in Shuddha Bhakti. Constantly you'll be able to do direct devotional service. But when you run out of your gas, what will you do? When you run out of that Shraddha, then you'll fall down. Mithyachari you'll become, or you'll come back to do karma. So Krishna is saying, no, no need. Do your karma. According to your swadharma, you keep doing your karma. But while doing that karma, constantly you think about me. That condition is there. And the best way to think of Krishna is chant, like we were reading yesterday in the Bhagavatam purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, right? Jatane kori, right? You chant with endeavor, you try to chant, but don't give up your duties. That's the point. Not that I'll drop everything. No. Dropping will happen automatically when you are continuously chanting. When you come to the stage of continuous chanting, this dropping will happen automatically. You don't have to endeavor for that separately. So do your duties. While doing your duties, you think of Krishna. This is Guhyatara Jnanam. It's higher. That Brahma Jnanam, which Krishna said, go and merge into Brahman, that's Jnanam. Then higher than that also Krishna has explained, Guhyatara Jnanam. Now the next 8 verses, Krishna is going to explain Guhyatama Jnanam, the most confidential knowledge. That is Shuddha Bhakti, direct devotional service 24 by 7. That's the topmost. That is going to explain. So this is the connection. So what did we see? Until 54, 55, Krishna was talking about Brahma Jnanam, which is Guhya, Guhya, Guhyad, right? Guhya means confidential knowledge. Then after that, Guhyataram, Guhyataram. What is Guhyataram? More confidential. What Krishna said, you do your work and you also offer the result. Then Vimrishyaitad aseshena yathechasi tathakuru. So I have told, so far I have told you about Guhyam and Guhyatara Jnanam. Now you think about that, you deliberate on it nicely, and you decide what you want to do. Yathechasi tathakuru. There's no force from Krishna's side. You can do whatever you like. Either you do that Brahma Jnanam or you can do this Jnanam, right? I mean, the Guhyatara Jnanam is you work and then while working, you work, offer the result to Krishna and you think of Krishna all the time. So I have told you both. Now you think, you deliberate on it and you decide whatever you like. Okay. Now this also I'll read and then I'll stop after this. 64 is saying Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha Shrinume Paramam Vachaha. Now you hear Arjuna. I am going to tell you about the most confidential Sarva Guhyatamam. It is the secret of all secrets. Sarva Guhyatamam. Of all secrets, it is the most secret. Bhuyaha means I'm going to tell you again. Because Krishna already said this. Didn't he say? In the 9th chapter, he already said, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. 9th and 10th chapters are talking about, the 9th chapter is entitled Most Confidential Knowledge. He already said that. It's all pure devotional service. Shuddha Bhakti. 9th and 10th chapters are talking about Shuddha Bhakti. So Krishna spoke about it already. But now Krishna is saying, Bhuyaha means I will tell you again. Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha Shrinume Paramam Vachaha. So this is the supreme, right? My words, which I'm going to speak to you, this instruction is the supreme instruction. Hear me as I repeat it to you once again. Now you may wonder why Krishna is repeating it again. Krishna is only answering. Ishtosi me dridam iti tato vakshami hi te hitam. Because I love you so much, Arjuna. I like you so much. Because you're so dear to me. That is why, for your benefit, I'm going to repeat it again. So, I told you so many topics from the beginning. Now we are coming to the end of the 18th chapter, end of Bhagavad Gita. So, Krishna is saying from beginning, uh, second chapter, like second chapter onwards, Krishna's instructions. So, he talked about Nishkama Karma, first 6 chapters, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then he talked about different types of bhakti. He talked about Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Then, uh, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Then finally, he also talked about Shuddha Bhakti. Then in the last 6 chapters, Jnana Yoga, Krishna is explaining so many topics, 700, less than 700, because we didn't come to the end yet. So many shlokas Krishna said in such a short time. Now, it may be difficult for Arjun to recollect everything that was said and to come to the essence. So Krishna is saying, because you are so dear to me, I cannot bear to see you struggle. I want to make things as easy as possible for you so that, you don't have to struggle at all. Right? I want to make like when the mother feeds a banana to the child, like ripened banana. She'll peel and, nice soft banana, she'll put in the mouth. So there's no difficulty for the child in swallowing that. Like mash it up nicely and put it in the mouth like that. So Krishna is like making it even more simple. Now, the entire Bhagavad Gita, the essence of that, the most valuable information, the most secret of all secrets, most confidential knowledge, which he had already said. Now he is repeating once again for Arjun's sake, because Arjun is very dear to him. This also tells us that Krishna treats Arjun as my person. Who do you who do you share with whom do you share your most secret of secrets? Unless that person is very, very dear to you, will you reveal your secrets to that person? Krishna is revealing the secret of all secrets to Arjun means what? That means Arjun is so close to him. Arjun is so dear to him. That's why he's saying, I'm going to reveal this to you. Once again, the secret of all secrets, because for your benefit, my dear friend, I care about you so much. For your benefit, I'm going to repeat it once again. Now you listen to me as I say. So in 8 verses, now Krishna is going to give the cream of all creams. This is like the end of Bhagavad Gita. Once again, to just like after a class, one more example is, you know, when a good teacher, after they explain everything, once again they give a summary to make it easy for the students. Right? You have understood everything nicely, and then they again explain one more time. They go. The more you repeat, actually, when some Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita, so many times he repeats again and again. Why? That is a sign of love. When you repeat it again and again, it means you want to make sure that the other person gets that message. So, out of your concern and love for that person, you keep saying it again and again and again, because you want to make sure that they got the message. If you are not, another example, a mother is trying to feed the child. Uh, if it is your own mother, she won't just put the plate there and go away. Whether you've eaten it or not, it doesn't matter. I've done my job. I made and I put it on the table. If you don't eat, that's not my problem. Not like that. She will make sure that the child will eat. And if the child is not eating, make the child eat one way or the other. Of course, like show this or that, and somehow or other, you put the food in the mouth, because the child needs that nourishment. One way or the other, you have to make sure the child eats. But if it is not your mother, if it is an auntie, right, you're in someone else's home, so she won't feel the same way for the child as a mother would feel for her child. Right? She will she'll make something and she'll put it there and she'll go away. And then if you have not eaten, then she'll just take it. Okay, he didn't like, so she'll just take it back. So, but the mother won't leave it. She'll make sure that you get it. So this is the sign of a good teacher who will really make sure that you get the message by repeating it again and asking questions and checking like that, making sure that the student has understood. So Krishna is doing that to Arjun also. And he's saying also, because I love you, I care for you so much, that is why I'm going to speak. So the next 8 verses that we will see later. I'm not going to do that now. It's already time. We'll do Bhagavatam now. But all these verses, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto, and then Sarva Dharman Parityaja, they all fall in these 8 verses. So that is 65 that we will do tomorrow. But this verse is saying, Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha shrinume paramam vachaha ishtosi me dridham iti tato vakshyami te hitam. I am speaking for your benefit because I like you. He's giving the most confidential knowledge. His secret, Krishna is sharing his secret with Arjun. Now let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 6, Killing of the Demon Putana. So yesterday, what did we see? Mm. No, 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 not like that. Okay. So we saw that Nanda Maharaj is coming on his way to Vraja, Gokul, and then um, he's thinking about the warning given by Vasudev, and he's taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Or the other explanation is he's thinking about Krishna and going home. So why he is taking shelter of the Supreme Lord? Because Vasudev said that many dangers are expected, are coming, are happening. He said happening means they are going to happen in many disturbances are going to happen in Gokula. So then here Parikshit Maharaj may get a question. He may inquire what were the disturbances. Then in answer to that, the second verse is saying Kamsena Prahita Ghora Putana Bala Ghatini. So the danger is this Putana Rakshasi who was sent by Kamsa is a very fierce, uh, what is the word for Bala Ghatini? One who kills babies. Hmm? And that Putana, she, while wandering in cities, towns, and in pasturing grounds, finally she has arrived in Vraja in order to kill babies. That is the danger. She has come to Vraja. Then, hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj became fearful for Krishna. My God, Putana has come to Vraja looking for babies. Krishna's right there, right? And this Putana, she's sent by Kamsa only. So Parikshit Maharaj was shocked. What will happen to Krishna like that? So seeing that on Parikshit Maharaj's face, Sukadev Goswami is reassuring Parikshit Maharaj by saying, Na yatra shravanadini rakshognani, na yatra means in that place where there is no Shravana Adi. Shravana Adi means Shravana is the beginning, right? Shravana is the beginning of the 9 angas of devotional service, the first. So where there is this Shravana, where Shravana is not present, of Shravana of what? Of vibration, a Raksha Gnani. That means Rakshason ko marne wala sound vibration. Raksha means Rakshasas, Gnani means khatam karne wala. So that means destroyer. The sound vibration which destroys Rakshasas. Rakshasas means everyone, like, Putanas, Rakshasas, ghosts, Pretas, all types of Dakini, Shakini, Pishachi, all types of these things. So wherever there is no sound vibration, where there is no hearing, Shravana, of sound vibration, that kills these evil spirits or bad elements, uh, wait, Nayatra Shravanadini Rakshognani Swakarmasu Kurvanti. And how this hearing is going on? This hearing also Swakarmasu Kurvanti. While doing your work, whatever work your Swadharma, whatever you're doing, not that specifically you drop all your work and seriously your hearing is not said. Even while you're doing your work, right, you're hearing the sound vibration that destroys these bad elements. Okay? So that place where such sound vibration is not taking place, right? Nayatra Shravanadini Rakshognani Swakarmasu Kurvanti Satvatam Bhartur. Now, what is this sound vibration that will kill, that will destroy these evil spirits? Satvatam Bhartur. Satvatam Bhartur means the master, the maintainer of devotees. That means uh, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. So, so sound vibrations, that means his holy name, his holy name, or his pastimes, his qualities, description of his form. So this is the sound vibration. Sound vibration describing the maintainer of devotees, where that and this vibration kills, destroys all types of evil spirits, ghosts, and all these things. Huh? So, where such sound vibration is not present, only in that place you can expect yatu dhanyascha tatrahi. Ah, that means they can exist. These bad elements can exist only in a place where there is no sound vibration. These bad elements like Rakshasas, etc., can exist in those places where there is no sound vibration about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? Only in those places these Rakshasas can exist. From this, what is Sukadev Goswami's intention by saying this verse? What is he trying to say? What is the bhava? His bhava is that sound vibration about Krishna destroys these Shakinis and Dakinis and Pishachas, Putanas, simply that sound vibration, and also how one is hearing, not that one is hearing with full focus, he is doing some work, his work while he is doing, and while doing that work, either he is chanting with his mouth or he is hearing. Like that, also, if you hear, you will not be attacked by these Pishachas. Then what to speak of in that place where Krishna is personally present? There they cannot exist. So this verse is not directly saying that Krishna is present there, so therefore there won't be any danger. But this verse, actual verse, is saying that in that place where there is no sound vibration, there is no shravan of the Supreme Lord, there is no shravanam of the Supreme Lord, which will kill Rakshasas. Only in those places these Rakshasas can stay. That means you should understand, wherever such sound vibration is present, these Rakshasas cannot stay. Right? That means wherever this sound vibration is present, Rakshasas cannot stay. Now, if the Rakshasas cannot stay where there is sound vibration, even not that with a focused mind you're hearing, but you're doing some work, your work, and simultaneously you're hearing or you're chanting, there also you're protected from these Rakshasas and Bhutas. Then what to speak of in that place where personally Bhagavan is present? If Bhagavan is personally present in that place, can there be any danger? There cannot be any danger. Don't worry, my dear Parikshit. Like this, Sukadev Goswami is reassuring. Then, today's verse, text 4. Sakhe charye kadotpatya Putana Nanda Gokulam. Putana Nanda Gokulam Yoshitva Maya Yatmanam Pravishat Kamacharini. Sa means this Putana who was described in the previous verse, right? This one, second verse, right? Kamsena Prahita Ghora Putana Balaghatini, right? Wandering, she has come to Vraja, right? That same Putana, Saha means same, he or she. Sa, Khe Chari. Chari means what? Gumna, wandering, right? Khe means sky, right? You have Bhumirapona Lovayu, Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha, Kham, right? Kham means what? Ether or sky. So Khe. Khechari means one who wanders in the sky, who can fly in the sky. Khechari. Khechari means one who can fly in the sky. So Sa, that Putana, Khechari, while flying in the sky, Ekada Utpatya, Utpatya, that means Khechari, Charna is not flying. Chari means wandering. Okay, wandering. Like earlier also we saw, wandering in different towns and villages. She has come to Vraja, it is said, right? Or she's wandering everywhere, killing the babies, was said. So Khechari means one who wanders in the sky. So Ekada, once upon a time, Utpatya, by flying in outer space, flying. Putana Nanda Gokula. She arrived in Nanda Gokula. Okay. So Ekada Putana Nanda Gokulam. So she has come to Nanda Gokula. Wandering in the sky in outer space, one time this Putana has come to Nanda Gokula. How she came? So this is telling you, Sakhechari Ekadotpatya is telling you that she did not go by boat generally, like uh, if you have to go from, so she's, before this I have to tell you one more thing. You know how Putana came? What happened was, uh, Kamsa, that night when he came back, after Durga Devi appeared and she disappeared, then he released Vasudev and Devaki. He came back to his room, and in the morning, that day morning, after morning, he called his ministers, counselors, and he told them what happened the night before. Because they were all waiting for this eighth child. Once the eighth child comes, they'll kill. But eighth child happened to be a girl and she just flew away in the sky. So then they all suggested that you should kill all the devotees of the Lord, right? Because if you kill the devotees, automatically Vishnu will also be finished. That is their plan. So Kamsa said, but I heard Durga Devi said that this person who's going to kill me has taken birth somewhere else. So I want to kill that child first. Why should we not kill the child first? First we'll kill that child and then we can kill the devotees. So the minister said, okay, fine, let's kill uh, the child first. So then the next question is, so let's kill all the babies that were born in the past 10 days to make sure that, you know, we won't miss anyone, right? So 10-day-old babies, more or less was said, right? Either little less than 10 or more than 10, like that, around that. It was decided. Now the next question is, so how should we kill? What is the strategy? What is the plan? Should we just send our army to all homes, right? Like this is government's order that all babies that are 10 days or older or younger little bit, right? They'll all be killed like that. So then there was a problem. Now other people who will hear that the soldiers have come in the neighboring villages, they have come, they have attacked and they have killed. Now they'll come here. Or my neighbor's children have been killed, tomorrow they'll come here. So out of fear, they will escape, they'll run away for safety, right? So in those people who ran away can be your enemy. The person who's going to kill you, he can escape also, isn't it? That is one problem. The other problem is, if we do killing, mass killing like this, that all babies we are going to kill and with power, with soldiers, we will go and we'll kill, there can be a rebellion. All the people will gather together and they will rebel against the king. What is this? You're killing all our babies for nothing. So there will be like a, you know, like a strike, right? From the citizen side. This is not good. So while they were discussing like this, on her own, Putana came forward. Putana, as we saw, Prahita. Hita means one who is, you know, like who is maintained by, right? Who is dear to Kamsa, Hita. And Hita may be Prahita, Prakrishtena Hita. That means especially dear, right? She's maintained by him and she's very dear, like that. So that Putana, she comes forward and she says, there's no need for anyone to go. You don't have to send armies. I will go alone. Because if you send army, then all this problem will come, right? So nobody, I don't need anyone. I'll go alone. I will smear poison on my breasts, and simply such deadly poison it's going to be, simply by touching my breast, the baby will die. And I will just go and I will kill. And she's a Rakshasi, she can just fly. She has mystic powers. She's a Kejari. She can fly. She'll just fly around and very soon I will kill all the babies. Oh, Kamsa thought, oh, this is very good, this is wonderful, let's do like this. So that was decided upon. So when this was decided upon, what did Putana do? Ah, here we are seeing she came to, so she started wandering already by flying in outer space. In the previous verse we saw pura grama vrajadishu, right? Shishums chachara nignanti. She's wandering around chachara. For what purpose? To kill babies. Where she's going? To cities, villages and pasturing grounds. Wherever there are babies, she's going and looking, right? She'll go and look in every home. If there's a baby, she'll go kill the baby and then she'll fly away. Then she'll go and look for another baby. Like this she had been doing. So that Khechari, once she came to Nanda Gokula. How she came? By flying airways, because she's a Khechari. She did not take a boat and cross Yamuna to come to Nandagaon. No. She directly, by flying, she went to Nanda Gokula. Then Yoshitva means what? Yoshitva means, generally in Sanskrit, Yoshitva means a woman. But actually, Yoshit is used especially for an exceptionally beautiful woman. So, being a Rakshasi, she was hideous to look at. She was very ugly to look at. But she made herself into an extremely beautiful lady. How she did that? Mayayatmanam. By She had this mystic power by Maya. By her illusory potency, by her Maya, she turned herself into an extremely beautiful lady. So, here, this also, you should understand the powers that she had. She's a witch. But not that, she had to go and get some nice clothes and dress up nicely and, carry all her makeup things and dress herself up into a beautiful lady. Not like that. Simply by her desire, Simply by her desire, she just transformed herself into the most beautiful lady, Putana. Yoshitva Maya Yatmanam Pravishat. Pravishat means Pravesh Karna. She entered. She entered into Nanda Gokula. This tells us that before entering into Gokula itself, she turned into a beautiful lady. Not that after coming to Nanda Gokul, then she turned into a beautiful lady. Before entering into Gokula itself, she transformed herself. She appeared like an extremely beautiful lady. Kamacharini. So, Kamacharini means one who wanders according to her own desire. So, here Parikshit Maharaj may inquire that, Are, how she can just go to some other village and just go to anyone's home like that, right? She'll just it is said like she wanders, right, in the sky. How she can just go to any village, anyone's home like that? How she can do that? A woman, how she'll do that? So Kamacharini, she's one who wanders by her own desire. Kamacharini. Kama means by her own desire she does. So for her it's not a question or a problem how she can do. That's how she does. She just wanders here and there according to her will. Hmm? So that's the verse. So now let's read the translation purport and I'll end here. Once upon a time, Putana Rakshasi, who could move according to her desire and was wandering in outer space, converted herself by mystic power into a very beautiful woman and thus entered Gokula, the abode of Nanda Maharaj. Hmm. She entered into Gokula. Purport: Rakshasis learn mystic powers by which they can travel in outer space without machines. That it's not like she's sitting in an airplane or something. No, by mystic power. In some parts of India, there are still such mystical witches. Srila Prabhupada says in Krishna book, in northeast India, northeast, like Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, that side. So still you will find such uh, mystic witches. They sit on a broom and they can fly around, Prabhupada says. In some parts of India, there are still such mystical witches who can sit on a stick and fly from one place to another in a very short time. This art was known to Putana. Assuming the feature of a very beautiful woman, she entered Nanda Maharaj is aboard Gokula. Should I read the next verse, or do you want me to end here? Do you need to go? We have about 8 minutes. Okay, continue then. 8 minutes more. Okay. Next 5 and 6 verse. Big one. तां केशबन्धव्यतिशक्तमल्लिकां बृहन्नितम्बस्तनकृच्छ्रमध्यमाम् सुवाससङ्कल्पितकर्णभूषण त्विशोल्लसत्कुन्तलमण्डिताननाम् वल्गुस्मितापाङ्गविसर्गवीक्षितैर्मनोहरन्तीं वनितां व्रजौकसाम् अमं सताम्भोजकरेण रूपिणीं गोप्यः श्रियं द्रष्टुमिवागतां पतिम्. So there are two verses. These two verses are describing Putana. Okay? So Putana, transforming herself into an extremely beautiful lady, entered into Nanda Gokula. So that Putana who came as a very beautiful lady is being described here in two verses. Srila Sukadev Goswami is describing her. The first verse is describing her form, how beautiful she looked. Her form is being described. And the second verse is describing her movements, her behavior, her activity, how attractive it is. Okay? First is describing her form, second is describing her movement. So let's look at the first form. Tam Kesha, how beautiful was she? Kesha Bandha. Kesha Bandha means bun, right? Your hair is tied up into a bun, Juda, right? Tam Kesha Bandha Vyatishakta Mallikam. Vyatishakta means tightly, nicely, firmly. She fixed Mallikam. Mallikam means uh, Malati flowers. So, like you have the Mallepula Danda, right? She has this jasmine flowers, like ladies put around their juda, their bun, like that. And that garland of Malati flowers, she put it nicely, firmly fixed so it won't fall away. So she had a nice hair with, juda, and she put these uh, Malati flowers tightly wrapped around firmly. Then Brihan, Brihan means big. Nitamba stana, right? Nitamba means her hips, and stana means her breasts. Uh, so big. So they were big. Her hips and her breasts were big. Krichra madhyamam. Krichra means small. Her waist was small. So this is actually for beautiful ladies. We will see in Shastra they address a beautiful lady as Sumadhyama. Sumadhyama means very beautiful middle part of the body. Like when your waist is very thin, a woman is supposed to be really beautiful. And then added to that, if she has like the breasts are big and the hips are big, broad, then she looks even more beautiful and her waist looks even smaller because of the big hips and big breasts. The waist looks even smaller and that makes her look really beautiful. So Brihan Nitambastana Krichra Madhyamam Suvasasam. Ah, so Vasasam means her clothes, garments. What type of garments? She dressed up like a gopi, like two-piece. You have a skirt, like a gopi skirt, huh? And also a blouse with, upper, you have upper cloth like a sari, half sari, like that. So she dressed like this. Very beautiful. Su, whenever the word su comes, the prefix su indicates very good, very nice. So her clothes, she dressed up very nicely, very beautifully. Her clothes were so attractive, whatever she was wearing, the gopi skirt and her sari, half sari. It was really beautiful. So she dressed up nicely. Kalpita karna bhushana tvilollasat kuntala manditananam. So kalpita. Let me check what is kalpita. One second. Kalpita. Acha, together it is given, huh? Of the earrings arranged on her ears. Okay. Kalpita must be arrangement then. Okay. Kalpita. Karna bhushana. Karna bhushana means ornaments of the ears. Karna is ears. Karna bhushana means ornaments that you wear on the ears. So here, uh, the ornaments on the ears, like, you have these kundala, right? Hanging earrings. And also not only that, because later on we'll see. So she had these earrings, Trishollasat. Trishollasat. So no, actually Kalpita is like they were quivering. Like when you talk, when you have hanging earrings, they move, like they tremble. So her earrings were trembling, Karna Bhushana, okay, they were trembling, and because of the trembling of her ornaments on the ear, so here it is said, it is not directly said Kundala. Sukadev Goswami could have directly said Kundala to say earrings. He's saying Karna Bhushana. Karna Bhushana means also, with the earring you have this, right? Another thing that you connect with the hair. So here there will be earring, and along with that you'll have some ornament like a chain that connects to the hair. So Karna Bhushana, and it is quivering, right? It is moving, and Trishollasat. What is Trishollasat? It made her look very beautiful. Yeah, very attractive. Twisha means brilliant. So her ears ornaments were quivering, trembling, and they were so shiny, brilliant that they looked really attractive. What did they make attractive? Kuntala means her hair. Her hair, right? Her hair was looking beautiful because of the ornaments of the ear. And because of the hair, it could also be, I think, like the locks of hair. But because of the ear ornaments, the hair was looking so beautiful. And because of the beautiful hair, it was decorating her face. Her face was appearing. Mandita Ananam. Ananam means face. Her face looked really wonderful. Hmm? So, Kuntala Mandita Ananam, whose beautiful face was surrounded by black hair. So, you try to understand this verse. Tam Keshabandha Vyatishakta Mallikam. Keshabandha Vyatishakta Mallikam. In her hair, she had this garland of mogra flowers, malati flowers. Brihannitam Bastana Krichra Madhyamam. And, her form, she had big breasts and big hips and very small waist. Suvasa Samkalpita Karna Bhushana. Her clothes were really attractive, very beautiful skirt and sari she was wearing. Kalpita Karna Bhushana, and her ear ornaments were, like moving very attractively. Okay, they were trembling and very brilliantly shining, and thus they appeared very attractive, and they made her hair, black hair, Kuntala Mandita Ananam, and that made her face look so beautiful. So the connection is like this. Her face looked beautiful because of the black hair. The black hair became attractive because of the shining ear ornaments that were connecting to the hair, and the ear ornaments were very beautiful because they were uh, moving, right? They were trembling, and with this whole thing, and with her dress and her beautiful form and her flowers in the hair, she looked extremely attractive. Okay, that is the first verse about her form. The second verse is about her activity. I think we can discuss that tomorrow. It's already 8 o'clock. Let me just read the translation. Her hips were full, her breasts were large and firm, seeing to overburden her slim waist, and she was dressed very nicely. Her hair, adorned with a garland of mallika flowers, was scattered about her beautiful face. Her earrings were brilliant, and as she smiled very attractively, so now this is the second part of the verse. So, what was she doing? Her activity. As she smiled very attractively, glancing upon everyone, her beauty drew the attention of all the inhabitants of Vraja, especially the men. When the gopis saw her, they thought that the beautiful goddess of fortune, holding a lotus flower in her hand, had come to see her husband. So that we will discuss. There's some discussion there. We will discuss that tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
vaishnavebhyo namo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
namaha.
नमः।
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.